Stunning news, Tirzepatide reduced sleep apnea severity by nearly 2/3 in adults with obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA, and obesity. Friends, we've got breaking news after breaking news story for you here. I'm Elizabeth. I am the Countess of Shopping. I have been on Mounjaro and Zepbound for the last 15 plus months. I've lost over, oh, there I am. I've lost over 85 pounds using Mounjaro and Zepbound now because of the shortage, and soon to be compound because of the shortage. And I wanted to talk about today's story. It literally just came across my desk. Special thank you to our Count Brad, who is awesome about getting me breaking news stories so I can help report them to you here as fast as I can on Countess of Shopping. I'm really stoked about this study that just came out. As always, I will cite my sources. I want to be as factually accurate as I can be on GLP-1 medications, anything involving Mounjaro, Zepbound, WEGOVY, Ozempic, etc. So make sure I always say fact check me, and always put down in the comments and in the description updates as we go through these breaking stories, because they move pretty quickly. So this is the story that just came out on April 17th from Eli Lilly and Company. This is through their on their website as well, but I'll link the direct link down and cite my source as always in the description. Eli Lilly announced yesterday on April 17th a positive top-line results in the Surmount OSA, so that was the obstructive sleep apnea. So if you or your partner or a friend or a family member has sleep apnea, ding, 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 this is the video you want to watch. Make sure you stay till the end, because I've got something personal that I've never shared and I'm going to be releasing and talking about today that may help you on your GLP-1 journey. So it goes in and talks about this, the Surmount OSA phase 3. Its clinical trials showed that the Tirzepatide injection, and I thought this was interesting, it was Tirzepatide injection, which Tirzepatide is the active ingredient in Mounjaro and Zepbound. So if you're like, what's a Tirzepatide? That's what's Mounjaro and Zepbound. For semaglutide is for Ozempic and WEGOVY, for our Ozempic and WEGOVY friends. But Tirzepatide injection of 10 milligrams or 15 milligrams. So I'm currently on Mounjaro 15 milligrams / Zepbound 15 milligrams because of the Mounjaro shortage. So 10 milligrams, not 12.5 milligrams. So we know that it stair steps from 10 milligrams to 12.5 milligrams to 15 milligrams. This study, the Surmount OSA, was on 10 milligrams or 15 milligrams. 15 milligrams is the highest dose. We know the starting dose is 2.5 milligrams for Mounjaro and Zepbound. So there was phase 3 in clinical trials that showed Tirzepatide injection of 10 milligrams or 15 milligrams significantly reduce the apnea forgive me, please. It's the AHI. I'm not a healthcare provider. Always talk to your own healthcare provider. When they compared it to the placebo, when they were reducing the apnea, achieving the primary endpoints, percentage change of the AHI was key secondary endpoints in both studies. It has in there times a person's breathing shows a restricted or complete block of airflow per hour, and used to evaluate the severity of that obstructive sleep apnea, the OSA. And effectiveness and treatment outcomes of the Tirzepatide is the only approved GIP and GLP-1 treatment for chronic obesity management commercialized as Zepbound in the US, Mounjaro in some other global markets outside of the US. So the Surmount OSA Study 1 evaluated Tirzepatide in adults with a moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea and obesity who were not on the positive airway pressure PAP therapy for 52 weeks. So this study for a year. For the efficacy estimated at 52 weeks, Tirzepatide led and mean AHI reduction from baseline of 27.4 events per hour. Holy chips. That means that they were blocked 27.4 times, 28 times per hour. That's a lot. That's almost approximately like every 2 minutes, like having that obstruction. That's crazy. And I bet you that person did not rest well or feel well rested after sleeping. They're probably very tired. So they'd have the baseline, it was 27.4 events per hour compared to a mean AHI reduction of baseline of 4.8 events per hour for the placebo. So people who weren't taking it, it was 4.8. In the key secondary outcomes, Tirzepatide led to mean AHI reduction in baseline of 55% compared to a 5% baseline for placebo. Tirzepatide also led to a mean body weight reduction of 18.1% from baseline compared to 1.3% baseline for placebo. The Zepbound OSA Study 2 evaluated the tirzepatide in adults with moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea and obesity were on and plan to continue on a PAP therapy for 52 weeks. In this population, the efficacy estimated at 52 weeks, tirzepatide led to a mean of AHI reduction from baseline of 30.4 events per hour compared to the AHI baseline of 6 events per hour on the placebo. The key secondary outcomes of the tirzepatide led to mean of the AHI reduction baseline of 62.8% compared to 6.4% from baseline or placebo on there as well. The weight loss observed at 52 weeks with tirzepatide of the 10 milligrams and 15 milligrams across the two studies was nearly 20% in a patient population that was comprised of 70% males who are known to achieve less weight loss with and it's ENCRETIN, endocrine therapy, than females. The obstructive sleep apnea is sleep-related breathing disorder characterized by complete or partial collapse of the upper airway during sleep. It can lead to apnea or hypoapnea and potential decrease of oxygen saturation or waking up from sleep. OSA can have serious cardiometabolic complications contributing to hypertension, coronary heart disease, stroke, failure, heart failure, fibrillation, and type 2 diabetes. OSA, so obstructive sleep apnea, impacts 80 million adults in the US. That's a lot. Like 80 million, that's a lot. And with more than 20 million people living with moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea. However, 85% of OSA cases go undiagnosed. So maybe you and I both, because you guys know I've had over 200 videos here. And let's break this down. Let's have a conversation about this. So over the last 15, almost 16 months, I've been on Mounjaro. I've talked about how at pockets I've had beautiful sleep, like the most amazing sleep, and then pockets of very disruptive sleep, of where I've been very, very, very tired. The cool part about this is I know, and my husband and I have talked about this, my hot husband, the Count, I was a raging snorer before starting Mounjaro, like horribly snoring. It was bad. It was bad. And when you were the weight that I was, it would be bad because I weighed a lot. And now my husband's like, you rarely snore. I'm like, I know. And so tell me in the comments below, for the people who are already on GLP-1, so if you're already on Mounjaro or Zepbound, or if you're on GLP-1, WEGOVY, or Ozempic, tell me, I wanna know, has your snoring decreased and has your sleep gotten better or worse? Now, I know for me, sometimes my sleep is worse. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse. So this to me is, I know that my sleep is more well-rested because I know I'm snoring less. And I know throughout the day, 15 plus months ago, and even throughout as I've gone through. Now these folks, this is the one thing of the study that I think is important, they were on 10 milligrams or 15 milligrams. So if you were just starting at 2.5 milligrams, you very well, I mean, I'm putting, this is where I always like to note my personal opinion versus scientific fact. And I'm always going to make that distinction because I do always, and I don't like to use superlatives, but I'm going to always like to be factually accurate. And when I'm not, I want to immediately correct it. So going back over to this component of it, that if you're on Mounjaro 2.5 milligrams or Zepbound 2.5 milligrams or 7.5, like this study was for 10. Could you have, and I know I did, I know my sleep started changing early on, like within the first month, it was changed. Everyone's experience is obviously different, but I'm curious, tell me in the comments below. I'm super, super curious. If you were a snorer, have you started snoring less? Like that. I was supposed to have this is the crazy part. When I saw this come across my desk, thanks, Brad, our awesome Count who sent it to me. When it came across my desk, I was like, I was supposed to have a sleep study a year plus ago. It was before I started GLP-1 medication. I have the little paper on my desk. I also have the paper on my desk to do a mammogram. I need you guys, side note, we're gonna get back to, I need you guys to say, Elizabeth, did you get your mammogram? I have not done it. We have breast cancer in my family, and I am like, why didn't I haven't done my mammogram, and I need to. Today's my birthday. I have like many birthdays past of where I was supposed to start my mammogram. So please follow up with me. I know you guys will lovingly be like, Elizabeth, get your mammogram right now. So follow up with me in the next week. Ask me, did you schedule it? I'm not going to do it today on my birthday, but I know if you guys also hold me accountable, I'll get my booty in to do that mammogram. But I digress. I had on my desk the paper for my mammogram and also for a sleep study from over like a year and a half ago. I never did the sleep study. I had it scheduled, I had it booked, I just didn't do it. Like I was called and canceled the appointment. I was like, I'm not doing this. But then getting this information about how, and it clocks for me, and I'm sure for many of you, it clocks for you as well. I mean, that is huge. Let's go back over to this study real fast. I want to pull it up of how much it's helping. Hold on, let me go back over. I want to pull this up real fast. This is in like real time. I'm doing this video like the day that I got the information I wanted to in real time let you guys know. Hold on. It's helping with, what was it? It's the most common sleep-related bleeding disorder in two late-stage clinical trials. So we know, because on my previous video, we talked about for clinical trials, there's clinical trial 1, 2, and 3, and then it goes to the FDA for approval. And that can take, we've talked about that before, if I'm remembering off the top of my head, like 6 months to 9 months, somewhere in that ballpark. It's not a speedy process. But the pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly said it plans to present the preliminary trial data to an upcoming medical conference and submit to the FDA regulators in other countries mid-2024. How huge is that? So the other breaking news part of this too is we know on April 30th, which is in less than 2 weeks from when I'm airing this, it's Tuesday, April 30th, 2024, will be Eli Lilly's investor call. And on that investor call, we're gonna hear, I think, and I know many of you guys agree with me, more about Zepbound vials. But now that we have the sleep apnea coming out with GLP-1 medication, like that is mage. Now, we also know, if you haven't seen some of my other videos, watch them while you're working out. And if I talk too fast, did you know you can change the settings on the bottom right? You can slow me down. I know some people are like, you talk too fast. You can change on the bottom right. I did in a previous video, and go back and watch some of my breaking news stories. It was the one on WEGOVY just got a huge study done from their maker, which is Novo Nordisk. Eli Lilly is the manufacturer of Zepbound and Mounjaro. Novo Nordisk is the manufacturer of Novo Nordisk is the manufacturer of Ozempic and WEGOVY. They just had it was the huge study on heart disease, reduction of cardiovascular events by 20%, strokes, heart attacks. Hello, I know so many people pass from heart issues. And so that right there, then coupled with this information, coupled with the new information that just came out on my breaking news story, was it yesterday, about thyroid cancer, about this huge thing. I know so many people have been so concerned. Now, if you have a hereditary history of thyroid cancer, to follow up to that video, you do still need to, obviously, for any medical health conditions, talk to your healthcare provider. There still is concern about that hereditary thyroid cancer. But in general, the thyroid cancer they showed, and I did a whole video on it yesterday, talking about thyroid cancer, about how, like, it really very much absolved me of my fears, because in the back of my mind, I have thyroid issues. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's really for hereditary folks who have that genetic component to that very specific type of thyroid cancer, which made me feel so much better. I'm like, that is very helpful to know. Very, very helpful to know. So that was today's story. And now I wanted to get over to switching topics over. If you have more information about this, as always, put it in the comments. And my free Mounjaro weight loss encouragement group, all are welcome at that table. Zepbound, WEGOVY, Ozempic, Tirzepatide, semaglutide compounds, a couple of things. I said I was going to share with you something that I have been testing. I've never talked about it on camera before until today. I have been testing. You guys know I am obsessed with Biocare. I'm obsessed with their dietary beverages. They're my protein shakes. 6 ounces, 20 grams of protein, obsessed. They have come in chocolate, mixed fruit. I've got a discount code. I'll link that down below. I always talk about that. But you guys asked me about collagen, and I've tried a bunch of different things, and I haven't found the one that I've like loved until today. Collagen, we know, because of muscle mass loss during weight loss, not just GLP-1 weight loss, but for Mounjaro, like for any sort of weight loss, but for Mounjaro specifically, and Zepbound and all the GLP-1s. Muscle mass loss is a problem, and so making sure I'm getting my protein, first and foremost, 100 to 120 grams a day for me. I don't necessarily do that on day 1 and day 2, but every other day I do. But collagen, for that hair loss, nails, things like that, and just collagen in general. I went to and the reason why I got on this bandwagon is one of my clients is one of the leading, she runs a medical aesthetic clinic, and she's one of the leading Botox injectors and medical aesthetics in the country. Like she was she was speaking for this nationwide conference, huge, 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 huge client. And so I went out to this medical conference as an executive producer. And while I was there, I was listening to all these other speeches besides my client talking about collagen. You know what? It was like this light bulb moment of like, why am I not, I'm not diligent about my collagen. So I have a collagen source that I'm obsessed with. It's Bioptimizers. I'll link it down below. You guys may recognize them because I use their magnesium. Now, I would encourage you, if you go choose, and the reason why I switched over to their magnesium was because it has 7 types of magnesium. The other one I took off Amazon, and I buy everything from Amazon, but I do not buy supplements from Amazon. I buy everything from Amazon, but not my supplements. Like my LMNT electrolytes, I buy from LMNT. My Bioptimizers, I buy from Bioptimizers website. You can use the discount code QUEEN, but this collagen is amazing. It's mushroom breakthrough. The salted caramel is my favorite. They do also have a chocolate and a chai. It's so good. So anyways, I wanted to tell you guys about that. Take it or leave it. For me, I'm really pumped about it. It's got 30 servings. It's a big, big jar that it comes with. But this is the cool thing. It's got bovine collagen, marine collagen. Now, my understanding for our friends that have shellfish allergy, you need to check about marine collagen. I read somewhere something so that I always, if I see something, I always want to tell you guys to talk to your healthcare provider. And as always with any supplement, always talk to your healthcare provider. But this has in here, it's about supports healthy brain functions, but the collagen piece of it for me was really, really exciting. The bovine collagen, the marine collagen in there, it's got a bunch of other stuff, like lion's mane extract, the chaga, I don't know how you pronounce that, chaga extract in there. But I'm pumped. And the first ingredient is organic cashew nut milk powder. So I'm stoked about it. I love it. I love the taste. I put in my coffee, of my main coffee, so I can keep intermittent fasting. And then I'll have this as like my secondary decaf later on around like 10 or 11 o'clock. It's really good. And you just use one of those mixers. I'll put it in the description link below. But if you're looking for a collagen, this is the one I've switched. As you guys know, as I evolve, we have opposable thumbs. As we evolve, we get better and better, hopefully. And so the things that I've been testing, when I find something I really love, I want to share it with you. I think it's a really cool product. So I'm stoked about it too. And they do also have a sleep. I use the magnesium for my sleep as well. And also for muscle recovery and for my anxiety. Yeah. And for just in general, it's good health and wellness. So my sweet friends, if you are just starting your Mounjaro journey, make sure you get my free Mounjaro and Zepbound meal plan. Let me show you guys do I have it right here? Hopefully I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't have it right here. I was going to say, oh, I have it right here. Here's a recipe example. I has a week-long meal plan for you. It has over 17 different protein recipes. I bought this for $500 from a nutritionist. She has her master's degree in nutrition, so I can have the licensing rights. So I would own them. So I can give you away my free meal plan. That's linked down below. Totally my gift for you. Use it. I made and I bought yesterday because I love making it. It is you can use it for a dip for the crudité, but it's a lemon dill Greek yogurt dip. I was talking about it in my free encouragement group, which I'll also link down below. So, and people are like, when you say down below, where is that? It says ... more. It's a hyperlink. And then all of these links will pull up. That's the description. So if you're like, where is she talking about? Click the ... more down below and it will show you the rest of these. So very exciting about the sleep apnea thing. So we've got sleep apnea. We've got the thyroid cancer thing. We've got the heart disease. I mean, great things are happening here. Now, I do want you to be mindful. There are some serious side effects for GLP-1s, as always, to talk to your healthcare provider, but it's less than 1% of people are affected with that. Who's my source on that? Per Dr. Velasquez on the Oprah show, when I was on the Oprah show, she had said that. And so that I'm always like, say my source. Who's my source? This is me. This is me when I was on Oprah. Miss Oprah. I think that does it for today. Make sure you go, if you have not caught up on my other videos, go watch them. There's 200. You can watch them while you're working out. You can listen to them while you're doing chores. I do that with some of my favorite YouTubers of where I'm doing other things. And sometimes I just watch them because I like watching them. So if you just watch me just because to watch, I appreciate you. But if you're also walking on your walking pad, I have that linked down on my Mounjaro Amazon shopping list too. I know many of you guys got the walking pad that I had mentioned in the free group that was on sale. So my sweet friends, I think it might still be. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. Make sure you stay tuned for our Ninja Protein Ice Cream Challenge coming up. I'm so excited. Have a great day. Bye, friends. See you soon.